You are fortunate to have found this place. The hollow marshes swallow life and regurgitate only the dead. My name is Bahara. Like you, I am a sorcerer. But unlike you, I am also a faithful servant of Amadia. Praised be her name, and praised be her starlit eyes. Amadia is the Great Mother. She is the goddess in whose womb magic was conceived, from whose sacred body immortal wizards were born. Gratiana, her priestess in this sanctuary, is teaching me her ways. For several years now, I've been her disciple, but she has resided here for centuries, sustained by Amadia's love. I was like you once, a lost soul driven by instinct from the bowels of Fort Joy. There have been others. They tried to make it back to the mainland, but were never heard of again. I chose to stay. My home is here now. This is where I found solace, found sanctuary. I found the Great Mother, and have been nurtured by her magic ever since. The guests, they call themselves Seekers. They're brave people, and friends to sorcerers. But you'll find them a battered band here today, brought low by bloody battle. Magisters, of course. Who else? The Seekers came here to rescue a sorcerer from the fort. They failed. Many fell. They've heard the Shrieker's shriek. I thank the goddess I'm not haunted by their sound. To know one's fate is to be fearless. I reside in Amadia's palm. I am hers to shield or hers to crush, and in that knowledge, I am content. Have you never heard of them? From the tales they tell of Brachus Rex? They were living weapons, made of flesh and reared in torture. The pain they endured was so terrible, their screams turned to solid lightning. Turns out the tales are true. The Magisters dug deep and returned these horrors to the surface. They knew him to be God-woken. They sought to kindle the divinity slumbering deep within his soul. But Alexander bears no rivals. Only the son can follow the father, or so he is convinced. For him, divinity. For the others, the dungeons. It is truly harrowing to know this man seeks to be the Seven's chosen. As you wish.
Here, are we?
So long as Gareth returns, we'll be.
He said his name. Barely even knew that much. But still. Hello, stranger.
The dishevelled pair eye you with hope, though their hope is tinged with mistrust. The lizard gasps as she notices the marks left on your neck by the source collar. She steps towards you.
You've come from Fort Joy. Can I ask if... Did you happen to meet a man named Gareth on your way here through the swamp?
He'll be back, Samadel. I know he will. He has to.
He has to, indeed. We need our leader. And if he doesn't return with help soon, we haven't a hope.
Rest, Jules.
You're kind to offer. But you'd best talk to Gareth's squire, Exeter. He'll know where your talents can be most used. Now, Han, let's take a look at your nasty leg injury.
Catch you later, stranger. It's good you're here.
Martha's axe looks serviceable.
A grim-faced man sifts through a pile of badly damaged weapons, salvaging the repairable, ditching the broken. He picks up a rapier, the blade nicked and splintered, the hilt twisted. He holds the damaged blade up to the light.
humble servant.
This was Halorn's blade. It was his first, it was also his last. He didn't intend to die here, but die here he did. He was an ordinary soul with an extraordinary heart, Halorn, and he died for what he believed. What did Halorn believe in? He believed in truth. He believed in hope. He believed that Alexander is a killer of Godwoken. I believe that on one point at least, he was right.
The point breaks away, leaving a jagged edge. The sword is shorter now, but it'll do more damage.
Who are you?
He realizes, to his surprise, that he holds the weapon in his hand, ready for battle. He smiles to himself, tucks the weapon away, and gets back to work.
Please, Armada, bless and protect your humble servant.
Before you stands a figure, her body wreathed in cloth. All you can see of her eyes are two dark holes in an ornate mask.
Smoke and screams, echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
Armadia's blessings, child. I have not seen this face in our sanctuary before. Pray, who are you? As are so many. I pray you will be comfortable here. I am Gratiana, priestess of Armadia. It is a privilege to welcome you to her sanctuary from Brachus's vile swamps.
She pauses for a moment before answering.
We must always strive to help those who suffer. For many years I did not understand that simple truth. For many more, I have tried to right the wrongs of my past.
Despite the mask, you can feel her expression harden.
Time is a river, ever slipping by. It does no good to mourn what's gone before, only to appreciate where the current carries us. In this place I can worship the goddess Armadia and help those who come to me for aid. I live a good life. The person that I was is dead.
The woman freezes in place and starts to stutter.
It was nothing. Simply a turn of phrase. Nothing more. You know nothing. Nothing of my life. Nothing of the things I've seen. Nothing of the things I've done.
She turns away from you in a swirl of robes. As your hand wraps around her arm, your fingers squeeze down not on skin and flesh, but on solid bone. Through her robes, you can feel that she's nothing but a skeleton.
No! Don't touch me! Let me go!
She pulls her arm out of your hands with a jerk.
From you, simple fool! Do you think any tolerate a death's hand coming to aid them? I tried to help so many, but all screamed, all fought, all drove me away. This mask is the last vestige of humanity that remains, the only thing that renders me fair to my people.
She stares at you for a moment before looking away, turning back to the face of the goddess.
There are more important stories than mine. The Seekers, the Magisters, these are the tales of this world. Surviving as best they can. They were hit hard by the Magisters.
She glances towards the girl sitting on a stool nearby, gently rocking back and forth.
It's taken its toll. They arrived wounded, but since their leader has disappeared into the swamps, they are truly broken. Twice today I've heard those words. Their leader, Gareth, insisted that he could lead them out of this place. I told him of Brachus's cache of soul-forged weapons, arms not even the Shriekers could stand against. He ventured out to find them, but has not returned. I fear for these souls, if he has come to any harm in the marsh. Without the wands he seeks, not one will escape this island. He set off north, to the ruins of Brachus's Source Armory, but there is no way to know what he found there, even if he survived the swamps. Walk ever in Armadia's grace.
Wished bonny barn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep.
Amidst the placid little pond, the face of a goddess lies half submerged in the water. Rivulets stream from her deep-set eyes like endless cascades of sunlit tears. You feel peaceful in her presence, soothed somehow by an intangible comfort. As you gaze upon her loving face, you find yourself drawn into a trance-like state. A voice seems to reach you from within your mind and from the furthest reaches of the stars. Its whispers caress you like a breeze. The voice grows stronger, like a breeze picking up. What were whispers become words.
My children, my children. Gone are my children. Dead are they in the cradle I have wrought.
Despite your reluctance to answer her, you can feel her presence gently goading you more closely toward her.
My child, weep with me for the mother who has lost. Weep with me and bathe in the tears of Armadia.
You feel the goddess's presence surround you, feel her nestle you tenderly like a mother. The intensity of her embrace deepens. Never since the unremembered days of childhood have you been so enveloped in maternal safety.
My child, I love you. My own, my own. I will guard you. Wander where you will, and cherish the kiss of Armadia.
As suddenly as it came, the voice is gone, and you wake from its presence as if from dream-filled slumber. The pond now shines with an inner light, and standing in its waters, you feel rejuvenated, pure, as if born anew.
Armadia's grace, blessings upon this day.
The birds are asleep. The moon's in the
Smoke
sky.
and screams.
The seven
Echoes
watch
of
over us.
By Armadia's grace, what did you do?
Close your sweet eyes. Rest your head.
This is incredible. In all my years, I've never seen the goddess bestow her blessing on someone. I am humbled to be in your presence. Perhaps once, when the seven gods were still strong. But it has been many years since this was anything other than a pond for me to pray at. Armadia's strength waned when the divine Lucian accepted the power of the Seven. This is most unusual. Truly we are blessed to know you. If Armadia favors you, that is all I need to know. Go in peace, brother.
The seven watch over us. you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Hold up. I've got to take care of some business.
Please, Amadia,
Friend, how does life find you?
your humble servant.
Well, I'll be. If it ain't the beasts of the sea. Stories of your beard alone fly across Riverland like flocks of crows. Fair bit more inland than you'd prefer, yeah?
Ain't I know it, ain't I know it.
Beast claps him on the back and chuckles heartily. If they hadn't met just a moment ago, you might think the dwarves lifelong friends.
I don't want to intrude, seeing as how you got your own trials and travails, but I don't suppose you've been to Reaper's Coast of late. Maybe heard of a fella named, what was it? Lohar?
Lohar? Yeah, I know of the guy. From back when I was looking for fishing work out in Driftwood. He's, how shall I say, an entrepreneur. Still out there a bit. Had his stubby fingers and a lot of pies, if you get my meaning.
Sounds like a man I'd buy 2 flagons of mead for. One for drinking and one for toasting. I got something for him. I'll tell him you sent your regards, Mr.
It's Duggan it is. Oh, and this here's Leia. You gotta be sick of that collar. Leia, you can get it fixed up, yeah?
Sure thing.
Bet you're glad to be rid of it. Amazing to meet the beast in flesh. Let's see if we can get you back to sea. Fighting the good fight, yeah? Your lungs have got to be starved for the salt air.
Beast chortles and nods, then passes you a sly wink. Such a charm bucket.
Smoke and screams. Echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
Please, Amadia, bless and protect your humble servant.
Whisht, bonny bairn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The 7 watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Please, Amadia, bless
Smoke
and
screams.
protect your humble servant.
Echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
Duggan stands over Leia, singing softly as she mutters about Gareth.
There, lass. Don't you worry. Gareth will be back soon. You'll see. He'll be back.
A young man in oversized armor paces around a table covered with a spread of maps, his face a tight scowl of frustration.
Bonny bairn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The 7 watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Smoke and screams. Echoes of death.
Every approach blocked. Oh, damn it. What good are battle tactics against those things anyway?
He glances up. In quick succession, he becomes aware of both your presence and the fact that you're not a familiar face.
Who the blazes are you? Ifan, eh? On the run from Fort Joy, are you? A seeker can always recognize a sorcerer when they see one. You met Verdus. Oh, then he's as good as dead. We're the seekers he spoke of. We were supposed to free him. Instead, we've failed him. You, a Godwoken? Surely not. Though if Verdus said so, you could be important, but there's no way to be certain until we've left this blasted island behind us.
The young man anxiously fidgets with his curved bow. You've found a matter close to his heart, evidently.
That's easier said than done, I'm afraid. Much easier said. The Magisters have us cornered. They have these weapons called Shriekers. If we try to go against them unprepared, we're dead. We've lost many already. There's weapons, ancient devices that can counter those things. Our leader, Sir Gareth, set out to find them so we could break the Magister blockade and escape this island. But he hasn't returned. If Sir Gareth doesn't come back with those weapons in tow, well, this island will be our grave. Sir Gareth? He's the finest seeker I know. I'm honored to serve as his squire. He wouldn't let us down. Not unless something's gone horribly wrong. You'll help us?
His shoulders visibly relax, the weighty armor upon them settling with a clink.
Thank you. Allies are in short supply in this place. If you help us, I promise, we'll get you as far away from this place as possible. Please, ask. Whatever helps. We came to free an elf called Verdus from Fort Joy. He was a Godwoken. He could have been the next divine, but we failed him. Well, before there's a divine, there must be a Godwoken. Only a special few among sorcerers have this potential. Without them, a true successor to Lucian will never rise. And on top of everything, someone seems to be killing what few Godwoken there are. It must be Alexander. A failed Godwoken like him wouldn't want to see any other become the next divine.
He narrows his eyes, yet doesn't say anything.
None. He set out to find those source weapons, and that's the last we saw of him. The masked priestess, Gratiana, told Sir Gareth of them after she granted us shelter here. She was reluctant at first, but, well, Sir Gareth can be very insistent. Speak to her if you wish. She may know more. The Magister flagship, the Lady Vengeance, she's anchored at the old harbour. Once the way is clear, we're to take her and get the hell out of here.
The seven watch o'er us. You're safe in bed.
Mateys, let me change your dressing. Mateys, the wound is festering. It needs to be changed.
Oh, fine.
The young woman chews her lower lip as she observes the injured before her. She bends to grab a rag, wiping her blood-smeared hands. She looks up and sees you.
If you're looking for healing, sorcerer, well, there's not much I can do.
She shoots you an angry look.
We don't abandon our brethren. As long as we draw breath, we'll keep helping each other. What kind of a man are you to say such things?
That's not for the likes of you to say.
Now keep away. I don't want these brave seekers to hear you talking about them like they were lame farm animals. He owes you his life. You have my thanks.
By Lucian's locks, stop fidgeting, lad.
Rest, Jules.
Please! Take the pain away! You healed me. How did you... Oh, never mind. I don't care how. I only care that today won't be my last.
I don't remember much. I barely had time to realize the Magisters were attacking before I was injured. The last thing I saw were these things, these shriekers. Those Magisters are gonna pay in blood for what they did to us.
If my mother were here, she'd box my ears for not being able to thank you properly. Though I reckon that walloping from the Reds was punishment enough. Take this, at least. Thank you.
Make sure all of them cheat death today.
By Lucian's locks, stop fidgeting, lad.
I'm alive! I'm alive!
Don't move, Jules. Save your strength.
In an instant, my wounds have all but vanished. I didn't think. I was certain I wouldn't. Thank you.
By Lucian's locks, stop fidgeting, lad.
You wouldn't be in such a hurry if you saw the kind of things the Magisters are doing. The kind of things they used against us.
He shudders at the memory.
They turn the living into shriekers. Crucified wretches that unleash pure destruction on anyone who tries to pass. Nobody survives those things. I wish I had a fitting way to thank the person who saved my life. As it is, all I can offer is, well, it's not much, but maybe you'll find some use for it. Thank you.
How do you... They're gonna be all right. Thank you. Thank you. Gods above, thank you.
Samadel's focus and attention is wholeheartedly devoted to tending Han's...
Please, Armadia, bless and protect your humble servant.
Smoke and screams. Echoes of death.
A dwarf stands by a young...
This is ruin. If this is all we have, we're done for. More junk.
A young man in oversized...
Armadia's blessings. Very well, child. Hello again, child.
More junk. This is ruin. If this is all we have, we're done for. If this is all we have, we're done for.
Go in Armadia's...
Lord,
Hush now, once, Gareth.
The woman rubs her neck.
Wisht, bonny bairn, now don't you cry.
Every...
He glances.
Who the blazes...
The seven watch o'er us.
Your death, Silverclaw. Time you paid what's due. I am the fate you choose.
Careful now. That's a trap. What strange witchery is this?
Well, don't you look like hell? Swallowed something that doesn't agree with you? Tell me, was it a demon's nice, big... pecker? Till next time, meatbag. Oh, look at you. Tell me, do you always slink around with the air of a child caught drawing naughty pictures in church? What are you so afraid of, lad? Daddy's bell? Or is it Daddy's... pecker? Oh, I really don't feel like chatting now. Why don't you go home to your wife and kids? Maybe follow your grease trail back here another day. Give them my regards. Until we meet again.